Welcome, Leo, to my channel, Minting Tarot. This is a general reading for you for the month of October. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone. Please take what resonates with you, leave the rest behind. I, too, take pop-outs. So in the interest of time, I've gone ahead and meditated, shuffled, and taken those cards. As I lay down what came up for you, I would just like to say, please be careful. There are scammers out there who are preying on people who are interested in tarot and self-help, and so just make sure that you're following the links directly underneath the videos of the people that you are intending to follow. And I myself don't have social media attached to this account, so I will never solicit for personal readings and ask you directly for money. I have a link down below for donations if you want to, but not necessary, and that's it. So getting into the reading, you have oracle cards, and the heart of the reading, we have the traditional Rider-Waite. For the oracle, I'm using the Shaman's Dream. And number 32 is your first card out, Jeweled Web, Connectivity. So this is warning you, well, not necessarily a warning, it's saying that there is a goal that you have in mind. There's some place that you want to be, something you want to achieve, but also to realize that it's not so much about the goal. Realize also that everything is connected, right? That there is support and other things that are coming into play. So it is kind of more about the journey than the end result, and to really enjoy all the connections that help make the end goal possible. But it's an actual web that's designed, not just one ending point, and that there's a lot kind of involved to get to that ending point. When we have number 51, Stars in the Sky, Limitless Possibility, exactly that. Don't limit to yourself to what you think may or may not be able to happen. That there are so many possibilities. Don't put limits on what is possible. So daydream about what can be, about what it is that you want, and don't necessarily think about all the different ways of how that could potentially happen. Just instead, put the wish out there, put the want out there, and know that the universe has amazing ways of putting things together far beyond what you would be able to really kind of like, if you could design it. This would be much more intricate and a lot of other moving parts, more than you could ever do. So don't, if you do that, you're putting limits on it. So really kind of just allowing the universe to kind of come through for you, right? So yes, have the end goal in mind. Know that there's a lot of extra points to it and things and lessons learned along the way, and that there's a lot of possibilities to getting to that end point. It's not just one way. And then we have number 34, which is Lay of the Land, Ancestral Wisdom. It's also looking at, for the path that you're trying to go, that there are others who have obtained this, who have done this too. So looking at how other people have accomplished this. So this can be people that it can be whether it's relatives or friends, it can be close that way. It can also be famous people that you can look and be like, okay, well, they did this. So looking at the steps and things that they did in order to make something a reality. So it's not just you're creating something from scratch. I feel like the cards are really saying the main message here is stop taking so much on yourself of feeling like you need to build something from scratch. It's like, yeah, maybe trying to do something new, but allow the outside help of the universe, your spirit guides, your guardian angels who want to help you in this. And that if you put too many restraints on it, it makes it harder for them to help you, right? Instead, just be like generalizing, this is actually the kind of thing that I want. The details I'm going to leave up to you on how that happens, right? So more kind of approaching it in that way is what is really kind of coming through here. And getting into the heart of the reading, you have the 8 of Wands and you have the 2 of Swords. So there's some kind of communication or fast movement that's been happening. I'm going to go more with communication, especially since all this Mercury retrograde is going on for the good majority of October. And that the 2 of Swords is about a decision that you feel like you need to make, like you have to choose one path or another. Another way to read this, another energy that I'm getting from this card is that you've received information probably or perhaps about yourself or how you're being perceived, and you're getting really defensive about it. You're kind of defending yourself. But I'm going to go For most of you, it probably has to do with a decision that needs to be made based upon information that came in very quickly and unforeseen. And then we have in our present moment the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. So a lot of stability, a lot of abundance here for you that you're working, that you're creating on. You're working hard for it. You have a vision for it. And there's stability and so this can be an actual, financial windfall that has come your way. Well, not necessarily a windfall, but you've been working for it, right? So something that you've been working for that actually you get rewarded for, and that you have plans for it, and that it's not fleeting. It's a continuous way for you to be able to make and create money. It may be kind of slow moving, but you're going to start to see some forward progress in that way, and having really good plans for how to keep that going. So just be careful in your forward position. In the future position, we have the Seven of Swords and we have the Five of Swords. A lot of either people are not sharing things with you, that they're kind of like, there's this feeling of winning at all costs. So it may be that you feel as though people around you are not like on your team, basically. But know that the universe is on your team. That's an important thing to note here, right? So things might not be working out the way that you exactly want them to be. And I think that that's what this keeps talking about. And that's really the more of the energy that I'm getting here. And this is not necessarily bad, but the traditional way that you would read these cards is the Seven of Swords is kind of selfish or deceitful energy, somebody who's liar, cheater, stealer, kind of thing like that. The Five of Swords is like winning at all costs. So, but I don't see it as being that detrimental. What I'm kind of reading this as being is just be careful of like wanting everything to be a certain way is really more with the energy of the rest of the cards. Just saying, be careful to not be set in your ways about how things, rigidity of how things need to be, okay? And to see that there is a larger, perhaps better way of it working out for you. And it's more like a warning to just, be more open to other possibilities of how this can work out, okay? So that's how I'm going to leave it there for that portion. I am going to pull 2 oracle cards in order just to give some advice for this time. I'm using the Wisdom Earth and the Archangel Michael by Doreen Virtue. So thank you, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. It's truly grateful. What advice do you have for this upcoming month ahead for Leo? And that one just flipped right out there. We have Go with the Flow. I think I said that in your reading, was to go with the flow. Maybe I didn't. No, I didn't. So they're saying it for me. There you go. And Archangel Michael, thank you. Okay, explore your options. Okay, thank you for being very direct there. I'm going to read from the book on both of these to give you a very clear picture. So the Wisdom Oracle is interesting because it gives a plant as well as a stone along with it. So go with the flow. Loose strife helps coping with life. Helps coping when life is overwhelming and going with the flow in the midst of chaos. The stone is orbicular jasper and enhances steady, slow breathing, which supports patience and flexibility of mind. The path to your goal is not a straight line, but is filled with unexpected bends, detours, and blocks. Being frustrated, angry, or impatient won't help. Try to accept that this chaos is part of the experience rather than fighting it or flailing about. Find the rhythm or flow in the chaos and ride it gently to your destination. The quote here is, I have goals and desires. I have enough flexibility to allow me to enjoy the journey, whatever it brings my way as I move forward on my path. And finally, we have explore your options. And I'm going to read here, you've worked hard to make current circumstances palatable, but now it's time to look at alternatives. Your coping and adaptation skills are admirable, however. Archangel Michael reminds you that it's important to be honest and authentic with yourself at all times. You don't need to compromise in any way. For Michael assures you that your needs will be met in gentle and loving ways. Other meanings are update your resume and look for another job. Know that you won't be alone if you leave an unhealthy relationship. Find new ways to heal the present situation. Research and explore your options. Change the professional your work with or you work with, such as your doctor, therapist, lawyer, and so forth. Allow yourself to daydream about possibilities and remember that everything is possible. The prayer, Dear God, thank you for your wisdom and love, helping me see, understand, and assess all of my alternative options. Please guide me in the best direction for my health, happiness, and life's purpose. Okay. All right, Leo, I'm going to leave it there for you. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm truly grateful. And for more clarification, please check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. And if you like what I do, please like and subscribe. It helps others to find the channel and lets me know that it resonates with you. Down below, you should find a link for tips and donations if you choose to support the channel in that way. It's not expected, but it is genuinely appreciated if you decide to. I thank you so much, Leo, and I will see you next time.